Unfortunately, this might not even be the end. We could have all sorts of even scarier opponents waiting for us in the final little vault sections here, but I have to see how she goes. Holy moly. Ring of the Octopus. I mean, it can definitely throw that on instead of our protection from fire. It gives us some nice stats across the board. Nothing too incredible. But it's a better version of the magical power ring, so that's nice. In fact, that 9 MP could be a pretty decent help for us with the Spirit Guardian effect. But I should remember for future encounters. Let us not make Ellie mad by attacking friends. That is a very, very foolish move on my part. Oh me, oh my. But I'm sure we'll be fine. They'll forgive us eventually, right? Just keep chunking through all of our other new friends. Okay, there I was worried we'd get to a position where we would have been desperately missing the ability to heal ourselves, but not the end of the world quite yet. A little bit more experienced. And a bit more for you, my friend. Holy moly. +2 pair of gloves on the other hand. That is just a fortunate get for us here. Slowly but surely incrementing up our defensive capabilities. And shadows as far as the eye can see. How about that? I feel like we're almost just going to be running out of Flame 1 charges with the sheer volume. Oh my gosh, okay. Ellie is happy again. We're back in business. Okay, definitely need Curar on you, my friend. Then maybe we just try to stack up poison. Perfect. Not too shabby at all. Continue chunking through our ID scrolls. And there's acquirement for your troubles. Beautiful. Ooh, do we get an artifact broadaxe? Some interesting gloves. Gets cold vulnerability, but fire resistance and electricity resistance is pretty fantastic for a pair of gloves. I don't currently have any way to shore up that cold vulnerability if we come across the corner into something nasty in that department. I mean, the axe would carry us for the start here. We definitely want to be switching it out eventually. Protection brand, not the most useful. And +5, we can do better than that. Oof. So long term, gloves are probably the choice. Short term, broadaxe. Or we gamble and we take the money, because 1,000 gold pieces is a decent trove here. Not too bad. I mean, I'll probably just take the axe. Give ourselves some security here. Doesn't seem too bad. I'm probably going to regret this. We're going to have no resist electricity by the time we get to Zot, and I'm going to just think back to this very moment and hate myself and everything I stand for. But let's go for it. I feel like the gloves would have been my usual choice there. So we're switching it up a bit, getting a bit more interesting. And that brings us up to 25 armor class after we're in the midst of combat, so that's not too bad whatsoever. And chomp through all you sons of guns. Perfect. We are looking for, I mean, we definitely would like a flame branded weapon before we go to Lair. In fact, maybe we'll head over to Orc to start off. We'll just see how our entrance is looking. Not great, but not horrible either. Kind of changed my mind with the Orc Knight popping around the corner, because both these warriors get mited. That might be a bit more damage than I'm currently capable of handling. So I guess we'll go to Lair instead and see how things are looking on this side, shall we? We don't currently have poison resistance. We could swap into this son of a gun. We lose 6 armor class. But we would get poison resistance, which definitely is worth its weight in gold here. +2 helmet of intelligence. I doubt we'll be using that intelligence too much, but a +2 helmet is a +2 helmet. And back on the road we go. Just hoping no hydras, please. I mean, how are we looking for spells? We've gotten a decent number of books so far. Is there anything that would intrigue me? We're not allowed any necromancy spells, which unfortunately the necromancy school contains a lot of the spells that are pretty decent in a hybrid context. I mean, long term we could learn Blink for a bit of an escape, but going to take a bit more training than we're currently looking at burning here. Okay, Rhyme Drake I guess maybe gives me some confidence in not picking the earlier gloves, because Cold Vulnerability could have made that go downhill real fast. But not too bad. Scroll of Poison. Well, okie dokie, that is Lair 1 done and dusted. Not too bad. Again, no hydras, so should thank our lucky stars for small miracles here. And beautiful. We're getting to the point. With our +5 broad axe, we finally popped off enough that I can more confidently spam tab our way through the majority of these encounters. Just hoping that our damage output is enough to take care of all of our new friends. Beautiful. And petrifying the absence of any other opponents, not too shabby. Hey, Thalfon, things are going all right here so far. We've had a very touch and go run prior to this moment, and I'm hoping that we're on the flip side of that now, and that things will start going our way a bit more consistently. Should be careful against bog bodies. Without any cold resistance, they can very quickly get a bit out of control. And perfect. Thank you, Swamp Worm, for coming to me. Definitely simplifies things. And that is perfect. Holy moly. Well, we're sprinting through Lair so far. Again, if the game could just see fit to throw nothing but series of packs at us, Yaks and Wolves, I'm feeling pretty dang confident about fighting. Even if we do get completely surrounded, I think we just have enough damage output to take care of the problem before it truly becomes one. See, Scale Mail. I mean, +3 Scale Mail? That's probably slightly better than what I'm currently working with here, right? No, AC decreased by 2. So strength +3, is that worth it at all? I mean, let's run some tests here, shall we? So 33 is our damage rating. We swap over, it goes up to 35. So we gain 2 points of damage rating in exchange for our 2 armor class that were given up. Don't think it's worth it quite at this moment, just because we're barely getting by at the barest skin of our teeth here, so I'm gonna hold off for the moment and just hope that our plate armor does the trick, and it certainly is at the moment, at least well enough to not be too much of an issue. Holy. And not too bad. We'll do one more floor of Lair for sure. Wave of Frost. Oof. As always, we're stuck in the conundrum of the ice caves here, because getting cold resistance out of the ice cave would be huge. Definitely something that I'm interested in picking up, but of course, the need to survive long enough to actually take advantage of that is omnipresent in my mind. But we saw we were very distant, so I'm just going to start sprinting to the opposite side of the map. Still very distant, so maybe it's up here a ways. In fact, it could be dead center even between the two. For lack of a better game plan, let's just head that direction now. Excuse me? Very nearby. There we go. Oh, hello there, my impish friends. Quite the welcoming committee. Love to see it. Okay, I don't even have any conditional cold resistance, no resistance potions ID'd, so might be a bit above our pay grade, but let's check it out, shall we? Okay, wolf simulacrums, not bad. That I can deal with. In fact, we can just let these sons of guns come to us. Don't love seeing simulacrums first thing. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit rougher for us to deal with. Almost should have gone in to take advantage of their speed or lack thereof. Yeah, not so much on the wolves and Spriggan simulacrums. I believe they're faster than us regardless, unfortunately, but polar bear, no problem. Holy. Squeaking by at the moment. We can just get some cold resistance. Okay, we do have access to Divine Vigor now. I also need to remember that we have Heal Other. So we can start potentially getting fancy with that. 28% chance to pacify you is not great. But I'm just going to try a bunch of rolls. Okay, perfect. Simplifies that encounter a heck of a lot, because I was very, very concerned about the freezing wraith. Well, maybe I shouldn't have been so concerned last time, because those two went down fairly easily, but hey, it is what it is. And rather be safe than sorry here. All it takes are a few bad rolls, and we'll be in a nasty spot of trouble. There we go. Okay, Tower Shield of Cold Resistance, not quite what I had in mind. Unfortunately, it's just going to take a bit of training before that's online whatsoever. In fact, maybe I just leave. Probably should have left. Come with me, friends. Dance around a few corners so that the majority of the force loses us. Yeah, you know what? This was all a terrible mistake. Maybe not so much if I can just hide in the corner here. Oh me oh my. At risk of just kicking another hornet's nest and being completely surrounded by even more dangerous friends, we're going to give things a try here. Yeah, that alarm trap is actually a bit of a non-starter for me. Holy crap, that was a Death Yak simulacrum. Well, that's going surprisingly smoothly. Don't really know what to do with this statue, though. I'm just very concerned about it bringing in a summon right on top of that alarm trap. But hey, maybe not. In fact, as soon as we get our magic sapping into the mix, things go relatively smoothly. Oh, wow, even against that crew. There we go. Protection from Cold Ring. Changes things up here. So we can immediately throw this bad boy on. Amulet of Reflection. I mean, it's hard to turn down our current regen amulet because, again, stacking up regen to ridiculous degrees is kind of what I aim for on any given... Oh, interesting. Oh, geez Louise. And there goes any train of thought I was going for there. But hey, this time we have cold resistance. So I have an undue level of confidence. And we're just going to dive straight into it. In fact, this is just a better spot for fighting you kiddos as well. Not too shabby. And it's nice when the Gamba pays off here, because we did indeed get the resistance that we were hoping for coming through this direction. Don't need the rest of you. So let's just head for the door and call this a successful endeavor, all things considered. Perfect. Oh, I definitely, when I was looking at what to drop, multiple blade talismans in general. I mean, I like to turn on the talismans for auto pickup. We don't really need them. Swap back into the evasion ring while we make our way through the rest of Lair, because there generally aren't too many cold-themed enemies. We can always swap to that on a need-to basis. +6 Ring of Intelligence. No thank you. Gonna drop that right away. And that is Lair 4. Almost cleared up. Ooh, an Artifact Blade Talisman. Interesting. Again, not sure if we'll actually make use of it at any point in the run, but nice to know that we have the option, I guess. And not too shabby. Let's head back out to D10, and we'll do a few more floors of the dungeon, maybe even head into Orc before we jump back into the mix of things. Oof. Yeah, I just need a hallway. Just to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, they snuck through the hallway, so never mind. There we go, felt a bit more experienced. Didn't know talismans came with artifact forms. I was shocked when I first saw it as well. It's definitely a cool idea, because you get the effects of it just when you're in that shapeshifted form. But I haven't yet had a run where I was playing a shapeshifter and actually really came across them. I feel like it's fairly rare in the first place. And then you have to hope on top of that it's also useful enchantments. Which, again, just has not been the case for us previously, but I dream of the day. And not too bad here in the regular dungeon. I'm glad that we went through Lair before coming this direction, as I run into yet another Artifact Blade Talisman. DCSS immediately making a liar out of me with my claims of it being a rare occurrence. Very, very interesting. And, oof. Mark Trap means I should probably just be chilling out here. Josephine could have been a bit rough, but fortunately they jumped into melee combat right away, so as soon as we're able to get some magic, or rather anti-magic bites down, then we generally don't really have any problem with spellcasters. In fact, I'm just gonna hold down the tab key, murder our way through a large group of friends there. How about it? And you know what, for you, friend, I'm gonna regen the large rock damage that we took. That worked fairly dang well for us. Not too shabby. Okie dokie. Again, just kind of blitzing our way through. ID, love to see it. Don't know if we have a whole lot that we're aiming to find at the moment here, but still always happy to get a little bit of rolling the dice, and even if it is just figuring out what the next consumable on the menu is. +2 helmets, not going to cut it, and that Hydra is a problem. So I'm just going to head off for now, and in fact, do I even bother continuing down there at the moment here? I don't think I will. I think I'll head to Orc and hope that we find a flame brand somewhere there just to make our lives slightly easier. And speaking of making our lives easier, let's definitely bring these kiddos upstairs. Perfect. And much, much smoother than if we had stayed in that encounter when we were last in the area. So, again, very happy with our overall decisions here so far. I'm glad that Forcemore came in and kind of held us for the briefest of moments, because right before it popped up, I heavy-handed onto the tab, and sure, it would have worked out based on what we ended up seeing, but probably not the best idea when we're near that much unexplored territory, and we have a full horde of our orc buddies just waiting to say hello. And perfect. Okay, we didn't spawn too far from the stairs when we fell through the pits. That is fantastic. Slightly concerned, to say the least. And Nessos, what do I do with you? You are generally somebody that we just try to throw enchantments at. What I'd like to do, if you'll let me, is bring you upstairs. Then we have to wait for it to wear off. I was thinking to myself, oh, we'll get a free pot shot. But that goes against our tenets. Ellie would not be very happy with us. So we're learning from our mistakes, even if just ever so slightly. No more penance for me here. Oh, Rupert. Well, I guess that's as far as we go in Orc. For now. Rupert's looking a little bit too tough for us to deal with. I mean, I could Divine Vigor. I'm trying to think of Heal Other. I think Rupert has pretty high willpower, so not great odds of that working out in our favor either. We're just about at all the skill caps that we had set out for ourselves, so that's nice. Once we hit that point, we can start training shields, maybe a bit of armor here or there. Some more fighting would be nice, because our health pool has been looking lackluster, to say the least. But I think for the moment, we're going to head back to Lair, head to our snake pit, and see how the initial foray goes. Snake, again, is a pretty nice spot for us to do this kind of testing, just because, for the most part, we can walk away from these sons of guns. Okay. I do always forget about the Shock Serpent. No matter how long I play the game, no matter how many times I say that exact sentiment, I will still, until my deathbed apparently, never remember that Shock Serpents are not just a consideration when coming into Snake, but a pretty dang major consideration. But let's start training some shields. Do I really want to bring shields like all the way to 21? Probably not. We'll test every once in a while. Check in, put on the tower shield, and see how it's looking in regards to affecting our attack speed. There we go. Poison vulnerability. Always a bit of a scary endeavor when you're completely surrounded by snakes like that, but fortunately, nothing we can't handle thus far. And in general, we're kind of just mulching through these dang it snakes. Where are you? Oh no. That's not the greatest. Well, I guess we're on the retreat. I'm trying not to kill any of you. If you could be so kind as to respect my wishes. I mean, do I get out of here? How much longer will I be in pig form, I guess is the question. Loop around. Okay. At least Kiriki is next to us now. So, can't really blow your mind. I mean, I can start blasting you while you don't have any innocents nearby. And summoning manticores is going to be a problem. Okay, perfect timing on coming out of our polymorph there. Holy. You son of a gun. Well, let's bring you upstairs, and this time around, we're faster than you. Again, manticores are a problem. Can I read scrolls while I'm a pig? I can. Beautiful. If I can just get next to our mage friend here, or sorceress, as they're more commonly referred to in mythology, then we can at least stand a bit more of a chance. Hello? Oh, okay, well, guess we'll just forget the floor and do a bit of exploring ourselves, shall we? Okay. This might be the best opportunity we get. There we go. As soon as we get that magic sapien online, no problems whatsoever. Holy moly. Well, that's not great. We'll heal self a couple of times. I actually was hoping to get into a position where the shock serpent couldn't hit me. Oh, I've made horrible errors in judgment. Once again, as per usual. Oh gosh. So, is there any shot I get out of this with 2 HP? It's not looking like it. I would have to probably charm you and then hope that we roll the 50% not to get hit by you. So let's see what the odds are of that. 31% is not great. But I have no blinking. I've not ID'd fear. Oh, what did I... Oh no, I pressed the wrong key. Oh, I hit the switch weapon key. Yikes. Well, that's embarrassing. What I was trying to do was open up my unID'd scrolls list to see what the odds are that this double stack was fear. That is a bit sad. But hey, this is what happens when you're not careful. Let's do a quick peek. Ah, it was brand weapon, not fear. So regardless, we would have had to go with the charm and cross our fingers approach, which who knows how that would have been. But, oof. I mean, we burned fast and bright there. We definitely sprinted our way through the majority of the dungeon. So, I guess live or die just how we lived, which was irresponsibly for the most part.